Hello and welcome to the Janaea Netball Centre for round 10 of the Opens Premier League. I'm Brittany Carter. Tonight it's second against fourth on the Showcourt with the Eastwood Ride Hawks and North Shore United. The Hawks, tied up top of the ladder, have only lost one game this season, back in round 3 against their opponents tonight, North Shore United. That result, decided by 3 goals, tipped the ratio of overall head-to-head games in North Shore's favour 3-5. But what's interesting is both teams always seem to win one game a season with this matchup. 3 out of 5 have gone North Shore's way, as I mentioned. But in 2016 and 2017, the Hawks won the first game, followed by North Shore winning a second game. Can that result flip tonight? We'll wait and see. It's been really interesting what's been happening in history and then in this main season, in the current season of Premier League. North Shore won their last match by 1 goal over GWS, so they're confident they can match it with the ladder leaders tonight. Just run through the teams quickly before we get underway here on court. Hayley Wilson for North Shore United with the ball in centre. She's joined by Amelia Bashir in wing defence, Taylor Fraser in wing attack in the mid-court. Their shooters tonight are Sabina Combozo in goal shooter and Matisse Leatherbarrow in goal attack. They've also got Emily Nesbitt in goal defence and Charlotte Rayleigh in goalkeeper. The Hawks just able to hang on to the ball and keep possession. As we see Kira Austin in goal attack, handing the ball to Ali Miller for their first goal of the match, 1-1. Taylor Davies is also on the Hawks side in wing attack. Georgia Marshall in centre, Sophie Halpin in wing defence, Nick Stiles is in goal defence, and Jess Grant, the captain tonight, in goalkeeper. A step call going against United. Quick work, Stiles, Halpin, Davies to Marshall in the pocket. Austin, little way out. She's going to attempt it anyway. Misses. It was a bold shot. Nice to see some confidence early. And Austin will take the throw in. From the baseline to Marshall. Top of the circle, straight to Miller. Little cap from their crowd on the sideline. And they're up by 1 with the centre in their favour. Davies strung out for the centre pass, gives it to Austin. Marshall over the top. They'll use the edge of the circle. And straight to Ali Miller. She keeps the ball in play. Regains balance. Misses the feed. Oh, ball out, foot out. Hawks given another chance. And Miller will pop this one in straight under the post. They lead by 2 goals, 3-1 early in the match. Young 15-year-old Leatherbarrow straight out for that centre pass. And now Bashir will give it to Wilson, who'll come back and go round to Fraser. Desperate attempt, they give it to Bashir on the transverse, and Nick Stiles coming through has won an intercept for the Hawks. Contact call, goes the Hawks' way. Davies, quick work to the pocket. Over the top now, trying to swing the circle. And they'll get a throw in from the sideline. Davies over the top, pops it up, hopes for the best, and it goes against the Hawks. Young Charlotte Rayleigh just taking the penalty for United. Wilson goes back. Good matchup between Bashir and Davies in wing attack and wing defence. Bashir with the pass now. Wilson to Fraser. Leatherbarrow popping out. She get back in. Fraser gives the fake and then she puts the feed up. Shot missed. No one's there for the rebound. Jess Grant takes a minute to compose herself. And now they're moving up the inner channel, the Hawks. On the transverse line, they go sideways. Marshall to the pocket. Oh, straight feed. Lovely work between Davies and Miller. And the Hawks are up by 3. So back in round 3, these two sides took turns leading the match. As we see Miller with another confident shot underneath. At halftime, the Hawks led 26-25, and at full time it was 3 goals different. North Shore United's way, 51-48. Confident shot. Gombozo. United, the only team to be able to defeat the Hawks so far this 2018 season. And the Hawks haven't forgotten it. Looking to move ahead quickly here tonight. Fraser looking for an option, has to go back to Bashir. She gives it to Wilson. Strong defense from Marshall behind. North Shore managed to hang on to possession. Wilson. There's a lot happening here. Call goes against Kira Austin. Fraser, strong pass to Leatherbarrow. Pops the ball up and Jess Grant's on it. Little tip goes out the baseline, disrupts the play. Leatherbarrow straight to Fraser. Ball over the head, everyone's chasing after it. Wilson keeps it in play, fantastic aerial skills. Fraser again stuck for an option, and Jess Grant's won the ball. Hawks speeding right up to their ends. Oh, so much so that someone's gone flying. It's Austin, she's on the ground. Super netball player for the Giants. Made her debut this season. And she's paired with Ali Miller, who's a New South Wales Swifts training partner, and a Waratah. There's a lot of super netball training partners and players and A&L players in this team. They're very lucky, the Hawks. Marshall to Austin, who has to fight for that. Hanging on with her fingertips. Easy shot. She knew it was going in. And it sails through the net. 8-2. Hawks are up. Wilson to Fraser. Up and over. Leatherbarrow running back. Now they'll use the pocket. Fraser in the air beats Halpin. Umpire calling an arm from Grant. Leatherbarrow with a good shot. 8-3 brings United back within 5. They go back to Nick Stiles on the centre parks, the Hawks. Miller swinging the circle. Marshall there first. Contact, top of the circle. Davies up and... How lucky that ended up with Ali Miller. Because Charlotte Rayleigh had eyes for the ball. Wilson, wind up pass to Leatherbarrow for the centre pass. United telling their team to talk. And Leatherbarrow is confident. 9-4. The ledger still 5. Davies to Austin. Finds the ball in the shooting circle. Both defenders out. She'll take an uninterrupted shot. Wilson to Fraser. Long ball to Leatherbarrow. Just switching side to side. Bad pass. Ends up with Davies for the Hawks. Stiles on the transverse line. Gives it to Halpin. To Marshall. Straight to Austin. Oh, long bomb. Davies keeps it in court somehow, and she gets it to Miller. Wonderful feed up into the air and now through the hoop. With another Hawks centre, they've managed to make the difference 7. Bad pass, misread, straight into United's hands. Fraser, again panicking, has to go back. Wilson. And the bench here saves us from being hit in the head. Little tip from Halpin, set the ball out. Leatherbarrow now. Pops the ball up to Gombozo. Shooter to shooter. And now through. 11-5. We've got 6 minutes 15 on the clock. Leather Barrow a fair way out in front. Won't make a mistake. 11-6. Little easy give from Austin to Miller. And now Davies gives a straight feed. And Austin puts it through the hoop. Within 6. United did well to get back within 5. And they're stuck on the centre pass. That is a coach killer. If they can't get free then, they're going to struggle here tonight. Austin trying to do what the Hawks have done successfully so far and just popping it up and hoping Miller can grab it with the long arms. Didn't come off. United. Nesbitt to Wilson. Leather Barrow with the cut and drive around the front. Now she's a long way out. She's sunk a lot of these today. Oh, so close. Pops out the baseline and Hawks will get a throw in through Grant. Captain to Halpin. Long ball straight to the middle of the court. Quick work here, the Hawks. They're light on their feet. And this time Miller, oh, is it Austin? Austin, nice and tall. Reaches up, grabs the ball, offloads to Miller. And the ball will trickle through. Marshall to Austin popping straight out in front. And Davies, one-handed grab. Austin to Miller. And making it look rather easy, the Hawks. United are going to have to challenge them a little bit more than that in the defensive circle. Fraser to Wilson. Coming back now. Leather Barrow again out of the circle, little drop. And an easy feed, Fraser to Leather Barrow. Nice positioning of the body for the feed. Hawks, quick, fast, there's a fake from Austin. Miller running back, finds space behind a player. Seals the deal with another. 15-7. Leather Barrow tries to give to Taylor and she gets it there. Wilson, stuck for an option, has to give a long ball. Ends up in Styles' hands but pops out the side. United saved. In the pocket now, Gombozo has to go back to the transverse line of Bashir. Advantage offside. Nice screen from Gombozo. Back to her player, able to get the ball around the side. Marshall comes back to Styles. Didn't get a start last week, but back in the starting 7 here tonight. Apart from last game, has played all 4 quarters of every game so far this season, so she's a core in their midcourt. Austin another chance. Straight under the hoop. They're up by 8, the Hawks. 2.5 minutes on the clock. Can United claw their way back here? Up and over. Halpin's read it beautifully, but it's ended up with Gombozo. Grant pulled up for a hand. A little push in the back. And Gombozo will take the shot for United. Back within 7. Davies to Marshall. Again, that easy feed, just putting the ball up. Miller doing the hard yards. 17-9. And there's just 2 on the clock now. Fraser working an overdrive to get the centre pass. Wilson goes around the body. Pulled up against Marshall. And there's a nice little bit of sportsmanship here. Fraser just checking she's okay. Gombozo, again, that great positioning of the body, back to defender, able to get the ball over ahead. Austin to Davies, in the pocket now, Miller's come out. Austin at the top. Eyes looking forward, but ball goes sideways to Miller. And they've kept the ledger at 8. Wilson to Fraser. Building up around the edge of the circle. They find Leatherborough at the top. Again, another she's missed. She's usually very accurate. Gombozo, she's won the ball back a few times now. Save United's chance with this centre pass. Need a free shot underneath. With 30 seconds on the clock, United be looking to try and force an intercept here, or a mistake. A goal or to keep the scores where they're at would be best for them, although Miller's got it and she won't miss that close. Oh, she has done, though she gets another free shot. 12 seconds on the clock. They'll be rushing now to keep the difference 7. Can they do it here? Big bomb. And it comes off Leatherborough and out the back. So the difference is 8 at the first break. The Hawks up 19-11. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more Premier League action coming up in the second quarter. The Hawks up 19-11 at the first break. Back in round 3, North Shore were actually up 12-8, so we've seen that turn around in this round 10 clash. mentioned before that in every season so far of Premier League, 2016 and 2017, both of these sides have won one match each time they've faced each other. Be interesting to see whether that pattern occurs again tonight, as we see Bashir coming strong in front of Marshall and pushing the ball out the back. Austin, bounce pass to Davies. Nice quick work between these two. And you'd expect it too, Davies being a training partner with the Giants and Kira Austin playing for the Giants in that shooting position. Wilson to Fraser, quick out for the centre pass. She comes back. We've seen Charlotte Rayleigh move into goal defence. Fraser to Gombozo. Accurate feed. Nice placement of the ball. Oh, foot was out apparently. So Jess Grant takes the throw in. This is a good turnover for the Hawks. Austin in the midcourt gives it to Davies. Halpin straight to Marshall, edge of the circle. Can't give it to Miller, so she goes back to Davies. And they'll come back around again. This time, Miller puts out the side. And they're waiting, they're patient. Miller, not 100% happy with where she is. She gets the shot regardless. 21-11. And they've started strong here, up by 10. Davies to Miller in the pocket. Austin running through, ready for the ball. And ready to pop it through the hoop. It bobs through. Fraser coming through strong against Halpin. Halpin won the contest but popped it back into North Shore's hands. She's done that a couple of times tonight already. Got little tips to the ball but unable to pull it back in and turn an intercept for the Hawks. As we see Leatherbarrow with another very accurate shot. Leatherbarrow played for the Waratahs in the ANL. She was selected straight out of the New South Wales under-15s team. So a very young talent. Austin, tongue in the side of her cheek, just proving how easy that passage of play was for the Hawks. And they're up 23-12. Leatherbarrow on her own. Gives it to Fraser, comes back 1-2. Jess Grant won that ball fair and square. And she'll take a penalty for the Hawks. Can they convert this? Austin to Stiles. She goes 1-2. Decides to use the circle. And the call goes against Wilson. Quick work with the feed. Miller all alone. And they've converted from a fantastic intercept from their captain at the back, leading by example. Austin to Davies, had to stretch to pull that pass in. Good contest from Bashir coming through, but she'll be pulled up for contact. Little fake from Davies, ends up with Austin with a penalty. And the Hawks now up by 13. They've started very strong this first and second quarter. United are going to have to do something special to claw their way back in. Lovely patience from Wilson. Gombozo finds a better position, closer to the hoop, and makes it 13 for United. Austin to Davies, been saying that all night. And Miller just looking at her toes, able to stand on the tippy toes and keep it in play. Fraser coming through. She gives it to Bashir, who gives it straight to Grant. Bit of a mix-up, saw the United player behind. Davies to Miller, over the top, swinging the circle. And Wilson coming through the air, has been pulled up for contact. Offside rather, as Austin takes a penalty and then offloads to Miller for another Hawks goal, 27-13. Davies just waiting for Austin to come through last minute. There's a great understanding between these two players. Fraser strong, as always, out for the centre pass. Gives it to Wilson. Goes over the top, back to Fraser. It comes off her the tips of her fingers. And out the sideline for the Hawks. Davies to Austin. Middle of the goal third, pops the ball up, and Miller with the long arms again pulls it in. United are going to have to do something special to stop that feed, although they've got a turnover here. Nesbitt. Sophie Halpin with another tip for the Hawks. Fraser. To Wilson, who picks up a penalty. 3 fakes, decides to feed instead. It's lucky the ball ends up with Leatherbarrow. And now it's through the net. 28-14 the difference. 14 goals in this second quarter. Austin, edge of the circle. Great footwork. And now Miller's got it. And she won't miss from underneath. Cut and dry from Fraser for the centre pass. Gives it to Rayleigh. Back to Fraser. Wilson driving forward. Now Leatherbarrow. She can't get around the arms of her player. They can't get into the circle at the moment. Still working hard. They go rounds into the top. Gombozo copping heavy contact from behind. Although the call's gone the other way. Grant. Umpire calling the ball back. Is it a step-in call? Or offside? Not sure what's happened there. Maybe a step-in call. And Nick Stiles has won the ball back. The Hawks pushing up now. Austin in the egg. Miller keeps it in play to Marshall in the pocket. They go top of the circle. Davies. She gives it to Austin for the penalty. And that was a North Shore United centre. Plenty of people here in the crowd tonight. You can see the New South Wales netball officials waiting with blankets sitting by the side for the next game that they're going to be on. Lovely feed to Miller. There's such a great understanding between Davies and these two shooters, and a lot of experience there helping them. Fraser, through heavy traffic, hangs on to the ball. Now Wilson gives it to Gombozo, and she makes it another 31-15. Austin over the top to the Marshall, running back. And Miller, she's sort of too close underneath. And she'll be aided by the umpire's call. Little high five between Austin and Miller. Fraser coming through with a heavy challenge from Halpin. And they go 1-2, Wilson and Fraser. The ball placement wasn't great for the feed. And United have lost the ball again. The Hawks, Miller just grabs that ball. Had to come forward for it. Marshall in the pocket, gives the ball to Austin. Put me on replay. The Hawks, another goal, 33-15. They lead by 18 goals. And they've still got 5 minutes 43 on the clock. So plenty of time. As we see Austin backed up by Miller with the rebounds. And Miller backing up herself. Fraser to Leatherbarrow, straight to Wilson up top. Should have given it then, but it's okay. They find Gombozo. The two defenders squished together on one side of the post. Davies to Austin. Transverse line, Marshall gives it to Marshall. Austin over ahead, and now Miller's given it back to Austin. Very fast with the passing and footwork, the Hawks. Wilson, inner channel, gives it to Fraser, now in the pocket. Leatherbarrow gives it to Fraser on the edge. And Gombozo, nice and confident, puts the shot through. Edging back here, United. An intercept would really help them here. Good defense from Nesbitt and Rayleigh. Although the ball, oh, there we go, the turnover. Nesbitt with the pass straight to Wilson in the middle. She'll give it back. Wilson to Fraser, running through to the middle of the court. Needs another option. Wilson, again back to Fraser. Leatherbarrow outside the circle. Has to push back in now. They find Gombozo with a split stance. And they find the net. 35-18. That's a big play by United. A great example of what they can do with an intercept. This time Grant watching, waiting for the pass. The ball pops out the sideline and Fraser will give it to Wilson with the throw-in. Leatherbarrow, she's in the circle. She can take the shot. Oh, lovely one. 35-19, edging back United, 2 in a row. Davies in the pocket. Will find Austin. And she'll easily find Miller. Rayleigh and Nesbitt watching the ball sail over their head. Fraser having to do almost a quadruple cut and drive just to get around the two mid-quarters for the centre pass. Leatherbarrow, a long way out. She just sunk one of these before and she does it again. What a beautiful shot. 36-20. The difference is 16 and United are doing well to come back here. But still they can't squash the feed. That's become too easy for the Hawks. Halpin disrupting play, but United pursuing. Held on to possession. Bashir gives it to Fraser, who passes to Leatherbarrow. Now they'll use the pocket. Fraser decides to go easy and gives it to Leatherbarrow. He's a long way out on the baseline, but nails the shot. 37-21. A masterclass being put on by Leatherbarrow. And can you believe she's just 15 years old? Isn't that incredible? What a talent. Austin's found the ball. But the Hawks will get a free pass or shot inside the circle. Call's gone the opposite way. Miller pulled up for contact. Rayleigh loses the ball, but it's okay. Fraser running after it. Now Wilson goes long over the top. She'll use Fraser on the edge of the circle. Easy feed to Leatherbarrow. Can she sink another shot? She does. Long way out. And United have stolen the Hawks' opportunity with that last centre pass. They've lost their own here. Fraser's foot out. Can they win it back? Edge of the circle, Marshall. Comes off Nesbitt. So the Hawks get a throw in. And now they'll get a penalty shot or pass with Miller. Right under the post. 37-38, make that 22. 40 seconds on the clock. Can United, here we go, Rayleigh forcing the intercept. Styles steals the ball, but it's come off Grant, and the ball's come out the sideline, so there's a throw in United's way. They've only got 21 seconds. Can they score again? Gombozo should put the shot up a long way out, and it pops out the back. That's disappointing. They have to keep their heads up. Quick ball now, straight to Austin, and they're going to go to Miller. She keeps it in play. Davis, edge of the circle, gives it to Austin, and she'll Pop it through. Well done, the Hawks. 39-22 with less than a second to spare. And there's a huge difference at halftime. United doing their best to come back into the match and try and make that ledger a little bit smaller. But at the moment, both teams high-fiving, and I'm sure there'll be a lot to discuss in this halftime break. Championship quarter action coming up on Bar TV. Don't go anywhere. United and Hawks As it stands, the Hawks lead United 39-22 in this round 10 clash of the Opens Premier League. And looking at the breakdown of the scores, North Shore keeping up with the effort they made in quarter one, 11 goals. And the ERNA Hawks scoring 20 goals. That's massive. Backing up the effort they made in the first quarter, 19. So in the fourth quarter of the ERNA Hawks round 9 match against the Panthers last week when they won 62-50, they scored 20 goals then in that final quarter too. So they've gone 20, 19, 20. Incredible form from this Hawk side. But we see United have made some changes, and they're hoping that these changes will upset the links and the strong bond that these Hawks players have got going. So you'll see Maddie McCarthy just trying to steal the ball then in goalkeeper. She's just come on from the bench. Emma Woods in goal defence with her. Emily Moore with the ball now has come on in goal attack. And she's passing around to Fraser, the captain, who'll give it to Sarah Caulfield, who's come off the bench into goal shooter. We've also got Grace Hill in centre for United in the yellow dress. So 5 changes made by Sonia McCloma's side heading into the championship quarter. And the Hawks have made none. Nice little one-handed grab from Austin, who has no worries putting the ball through. Pushing up over 40 now. Caulfield coming out, and head darting around, trying to find an option, but Hill will get a penalty at the top of the circle. Gives it to Caulfield, who goes 1, 2, 3. Moore and Fraser. Davies out for the centre pass. Offloads to Austin. Running over ahead. Davies gets the ball and gives it back to her partner. Lovely shot. Anti-climax from the crowd. Everyone's dead silent here. Plenty of the under-20s who are going to be playing at 8:40, watching up in the stands. Hill, edge of the circle. Nice patience. Waits to feed to Caulfield, and she finds her on the baseline. Contact call for the centre pass. And lovely work from Marshall. You can see back here where we're sitting sideline for the commentary, just over her head, that she just had her head straight forward then. Very cool, calm and collected. Surveying the options and just hanging on for the right time to make the pass. Fraser running backwards, keeps the ball in play, but she gives it to Jess Grant. That's not who she was aiming to offload the ball to. The Hawks happy with a turnover, pushing up into their goal third now. Ah, mistake. Marshall laughing because she knows she's had a little bit of a doozy with that one. Bashir to Hill. Fraser, quick work. Coming out Caulfield, gives it back to Fraser. And they'll have to go back again. Grace Hill, lovely little bounce pass, but over-exaggerated to Fraser. And she goes 1-2 with Moore, who pops it through. So they've scored 5 goals so far, United, to the Hawks 4. As we see them again here, proving how strong they are. And the quarter should be level, 5 apiece. Fresh legs on United, and hands from Marshall on the ball. Sees a turnover. The Hawks building now. Davies had her hand up, saying, hello, look at me. She'll chase it now and keep it in play. Tippy toes on the line. Back to Austin, and up and over. Miller found directly under the post. And the Hawks make it 45. A very high scoring this game. At halftime in round 3, when these two sides last played each other, there'd been 51 goals scored, and tonight that was put up by 10. So 61 at halftime between the two teams. It's been very fast-paced so far. If you're just joining us, the Hawks in second spot have only ever lost one game so far in the 2018 season, and that's been to this side, North Shore United, sitting in 4th, who actually pushed up into semi-finals contention in 4th place last week with a 1-goal win. Marshall to Austin, scrambling to hang on to the ball, but the penalty will go Hawks' way. And Austin, confident, just puts the shot up straight to the post, 47-27. They lead by 20 goals. Davies to Miller, and up and over. Oh, I believe that pass was supposed to go from Miller to Austin, but she's just got such a magnetic force towards the net, and it popped off the top. McCarthy to Woods. Strong pass to Hill in the middle. They go diagonally again to Moore. Coming back to Fraser. Caulfield back. Moore popping out. And there's some good defensive pressure from Grant and Stiles. But United have got the ball through and proved that persistence pays off. That was a Hawks centre. Moore comes back to Woods, who gives it to Fraser. Now to Hill. Over the top they go. Fraser running back straight to Caulfield. That was a great passage of play, and they make it 2 in a row. Little wins like that will keep United in the game. Marshalls to Austin. Call goes against United. And it looks like it's on the edge of the circle. McCarthy out of play. So 2 shooters for Woods to defend. And she does pretty well considering the advantage played to the Hawks, who look like they're going to push on to 50 very easily in this third quarter. Grant coming out. She's a little in front of Caulfield and misses the ball. So United doing well here. Clear head from Caulfield. Fresh legs. And she's been good this third quarter. Marshall, long bomb over the top. Ball hits Austin in the face. She's laughing. Still able to score the goal. That's talent. Fraser out for the centre pass. Gives it to Hill, who comes back. Bashir, strong contact from Austin behind. Over the top now they swing. Fraser to Hill, top, goes through her legs. And the call goes United's way. Caulfield split stance, finding space on the side. Puts the ball through. 49-31. The difference 18. Marshall. And Austin sinks another. She's been good tonight. She wants to call time. Looks like there's going to be a change. Both shooters coming off, and Emily Bills in goal attack off the bench. Alicia Cairns in goal shooter. Direct shot swap. We've also got a bit of confusion here as the coach wanted to make a swap for Stiles and McLaren in the goal defence position. She already had her bibs off. And so we just go back to where the play stopped with the umpire's whistle. Hill on the edge of the circle. Moore now with a free shot. So when will McLaren get her chance to come on? She's had to head back to the bench. Oh, lovely work. Bills to Cairns. Wouldn't be far off the height that both Miller and Austin added to that circle. They're pretty lucky that they've got 4 tall shooters, and we see here the change happens in the defence. So Nick Stiles moving into goalkeeper. And McLaren now on in goal defence. Jess Grant, the captain's headed to the bench. Good hold from Stiles. Oh, the young United shooters get the ball around her and add another to their tally. Oh, Ebony Bernard's also come on in centre. So changes for the Hawks, left, right and centre. Nice work from Cairns. Coming forward, coming back, and the Hawks bench are happy with that. Loud cheers. And hasn't the intensity gone up a notch in these last 2 centre passes with fresh players coming on? Fraser to Moore. Hill, top of the circle. Ball's all alone at the back. Nice and free, but she misses the shot. Stiles on the rebounds. Bernard to McLaren. Oh, she's hit the deck. Coming through, Millie Bashir read the play very well. The ball's come out the sideline and the Hawks will get a throw in. Davies to Bills. Gives it back. And call goes against United in the shooting circle. Cairns with a free shot, still a way out. Ball trickles over the top and Woods does well to keep it in play. Here's United's chance. Woods to Hill. So many options popping forward now. Bashir, Fraser, strong pass up the outside channel. Bashir and Fraser now give it to Caulfield. More straight to Caulfield, shooter to shooter, quick work, and it results in a goal. 52-34. That was a lovely passage of play. Davies out for the centre pass, just asking Bills to come forward. And the ball gets straight to Cairns without much delay. So it's almost been seamless having the 2 shooters swap. Nice work between these 2 United shooters too. A change at both ends. We now got only 1 player that started in a circle defensive position or shooting position for either side in their spot. Nick Stiles going from goal defence, which she started in, to goalkeeper. And every other shooter or defensive unit has changed. Fraser, long ball, but Moore had popped behind at that stage, so McLaren pops on the loose. And it ends up with Bills, straight to Cairns. McCarthy did well to try and contest the ball, but that little height advantage was just seeing Cairns get the ball easily over her head. Hill to Caulfield, comes back. Fraser now on the other side. They switch it. Oh, lovely bounce pass, no look from Grace to Fraser. And we see another low look pass here, goal attack to goal shooter. More to Caulfield. A breaking call. Bashir coming through. Can't steal the possession. Cairns, unhappy with where she is, makes a quick decision, goes back to Bernard on the edge, and now she's found Bills in front. Little clap. The Hawks will be pretty happy with where they are, 55. With 1:30 on the clock. They're in good touch. Caulfield adding another 55-37. Oh, strong pass. Davies to Cairns. He gives it back. And now Bills straight under the post. Puts the ball up in the air. She lost balance. Woods was on it. United push up their end as a result. Hill goes lateral. Fraser coming forward. Little tip from Halpin. We've been seeing those all night. Stiles, a cool head. Uses 2 hands to steal the ball. Davies coming back to the transverse. Halpin to Bernard. Again, back to the line to reset. Cairns just calling from it behind. There's not much movement about her technique. We see Bills ends up with it. Persistence paying off for the Hawks, taking a little longer to get into the circle than usual, but still with the same result. Woods to Hill, now to Moore with a good challenge from McLaren. She's been pulled up and United will get the call. Both goal defence and centre out. Two shooters for Nick Stiles to look after. And this time they get the edge over her. 38. Oh, and that's third quarter time. So we've reached the third break of this match. And in that quarter, we saw the Hawks winning the 15-minute period 17-16, but very tight. United putting much more of a challenge on for that third period of play. All right, just quickly, we're going to have a look at the Super Netball ladder with the last round of the regular competition happening this weekend. You get an early game, and you get to start your netball weekend early on Friday night with the Thunderbirds against the New South Wales Swifts. Unfortunately, the Swifts not in finals contention. But there is some good news in that Maddie Turner, Maddie Brown and Sophie Garvin have recommitted for the 2019 season. So you'll see them back in the red and blue dress next year. On Saturday, there's two games. The Magpies up against the Firebirds. The Firebirds looking to get another win because they sit in fourth spot. But it's pretty tight and they could still drop out if the Vixens get a massive win over the Sunshine Coast Lightning on Sunday. It's all about bonus points now. So it's coming right down to the wire. But the biggest game for New South Wales fans has to be the Giants and West Coast Fever match on Saturday night at 7 p.m. That game will be available on Telstra TV. Basically, whoever wins this match will end up as the minor premiers because both these teams are tied. Well, they're very close at the top of the ladder. West Coast just one point different, 70-69. And when you look at the bonus points, the Fever have 30 and the Giants have 31. So overall, a very tight competition now that bonus points have been added. And there's lots of different scenarios that I won't confuse you with about how the Giants and West Coast Fever can end up on the ladder. But basically, the Giants, as I mentioned, will be crowned minor premiers if they win. And they could finish as high as first and as low as fourth. So there's a lot happening there. And it's one for the mathematicians to work out. All right, the Hawks up 56-38 in this final break of the Opens Round 10 Premier League action. We'll be back with the fourth quarter very shortly on Bar TV. All right, Hawks up 46 to United's 38. They lead by 18 goals. Back in round 3 when these two teams played each other, the difference was just 3. So it'll be really interesting whether North Shore can come back tonight and make the difference a little bit closer. Straight off the bat, Bills to Cairns and through the hoop. That took seconds to score the first goal of the fourth quarter. Good contest, McLaren steals the intercept. Davies to Halpin, now to Bernard with a little fake and then gives it to Davies over the top of her player. They come back now, still stuck for an option to get into that shooting circle. Around to the pocket. Bill's running through, but they find Cairns at the back just waiting right under the post, and they make it 2 goals back-to-back to start this fourth quarter with another centre going their way. McLaren offloads to Bernard, who gives it to Davies. They found Cairns on the edge of the circle. Inside, Bills coming through strong and in front, misses the shot. McCarthy with first possession, United. Here's an opportunity for them. Hill, strong pass to Fraser, inside channel. They come into the middle now. Woods to Moore, gives it back. Building up the pressure as they try and push into the circle. Ball comes over the baseline, but United will throw it in through Moore. Caulfield just took a moment then to really consider what happens. She just gifted the ball to McLaren. Moore stuck behind. And the Hawks, this is easy pickings for them now. Cairns strong through the hoop. 59-38, they edge towards 60. 2 minutes gone in this final quarter of round 10, Premier League opens. Woods to Hill, quick switcheroo. Now to Fraser, other side of the court. Gives it to Wilson, who feeds to Moore, draws a foul, and offloads to Sarah Caulfield on the baseline. United also edging towards the 40 mark. So there's 20 goals difference between these two teams. I mentioned before, but in the last... McCarthy unsure how she'd been called up then, but Beals does get a free pass or shot, and she decides to offload to Cairns. I did mention before that the Hawks had scored 20 goals in their last quarter last week in their match against the Panthers, which they won by 12 goals. And then they scored 19 in the first quarter this match and 20 in the second quarter. So limited to 17 in the 15-minute period before this one. But they're capable of scoring 20 goals in one quarter. So United really need to steal some intercepts here and turn some momentum over. Cairns, little way out, has no trouble with the shot. They're up by 21, the Hawks. Can United reply? Fraser strung out for the centre pass. Gives it to Wilson laterally. Now they go to Moore. Top of the circle, Fraser cops some contact, but is still able to feed. And Caulfield, behind her defender, puts a lovely shot through. Bills out for the centre pass. Gives it to Fraser. Now they're just inside with Cairns. Up and over they swing. Oh, fair one by Wilson, who just gives the ball back to the Hawks, unfortunately. Things not playing out in United's favour tonight. Cairns misses the shot, but she's able to nab the rebound. Oh, misses again. Finally secures it, third time lucky. Both these sides came into this match with a win. I mentioned before that the ERNA Hawks beat the Panthers by 12 goals, 62-50 in round 9. And North Shore got over GWS by 1 goal. So unfortunately, someone's winning streak comes to an end with this match, and at the moment it looks like it's going to be North Shore. The Hawks in second spot are tied with Central Coast at the top of the ladder. And Central Coast playing the Panthers are a fair way in front up on another court. So with a win tonight, the Hawks will stay level with Central Coast, both those teams up the top. There's a crazy passage of play happening between these two teams on the Showcourt tonight. Caulfield somehow ends up with a penalty. And Wilson tries to give the ball back. Oh, hangs on to it. A sigh of relief from United's bench. And Moore goes 1-2 with Fraser before putting the shot up. Moore, back to Woods. They switch it side to side. Oh, bump between the two shooters and defenders. Tip from Moore into the hands of Wilson. Sees her get the ball back inside the circle, and she offloads to Caulfield to take the shot. 9 minutes of play left in this match. They've got a bye round next week with all teams taking a week off. Trying to make the most of their match play here in round 10. Cairns aided by the whistle, but very liable. Wilson, quick ball from Moore to Fraser in the pocket, and they go over the top now, swinging the circle, and Moore has made a massive difference to this shooting circle for United, as has Caulfield. The two working very well together. Moore involved in everything so far. Very handy in the midcourt too. Bills goes straight to Cairns, who has front position. She's not happy with where she is, so she goes back to Davies up the top of the circle. Manages to get the ball, despite being sandwiched between two United's players. And puts it through the hoop. The Hawks 64 to United's 45. 19 goals the difference. Woods in the middle of the court, gives it to Fraser. They go long to Caulfield, cross court. Now back with Fraser. Moore goes 1-2. Finds a good position to take the shot, puts it up, misses, ball trickles over the top and out the back line. Halpin into Bernard. Davies, pass that goes way over the back of her head. Bills into Cairns, and easy does it for the Hawks. They're back to that 20-goal margin. Both their wing attack and goal attack opting to take themselves out of that centre pass. Davies having to use the defenders. And Bills, despite a strong hold from Woods, puts the ball through easily. 66-45, just under 7 minutes left. Wilson to Fraser. Easy pass to Moore, who goes back with an explosive turn to Woods. Wilson finds Fraser in the pocket. Coming through Caulfield, she doesn't like the option. And a tip from Halpin. Again, must have been at least 10 in this match tonight. Caulfield throw in baseline. Should go to Fraser over the top. Gives it to Moore. Ah, lovely feed. Woo. Moore to Caulfield. Straight through. Bullet passes. Davies asking Bills to come forward. And McCarthy, she finds front position and draws a foul. There's a turnover. Oh, United almost lose the ball there. Quick work now. Hill calling by herself in the transverse line. Up and over in the pocket. There's a little tip from Halpin, but they find Fraser, and Caulfield just in front of McLaren, able to pull the ball in and put it through the hoop. 66-47, difference back to 19. As we see the under-20s North Shore United team head off to prepare for their clash coming up at 8:40. You'll be able to watch that on Netball New South Wales Facebook page and on the Bar TV YouTube stream. The Hawks turning the ball over here. Cairns strong and easy under the post. She takes them to 20 goals again, the difference. 67-47. The Hawks with a centre pass of their own here. Bills, edge of the circle, easy feed. Keep using the word easy because it has been for the Hawks tonight. One of the things that Jen Wright mentioned was that they were missing their connections last time they played United in the third round, and they weren't playing as defensive units, mid-court units and attack units. So they've really worked on their linking since then, and I think that's been evident tonight. One of the big things the Hawks were focusing on heading into this match too is goal averages, because their coach Jen Wright believes it's going to come down to that. We're right near the finals now. We mentioned that they're in second place behind Central Coast, tied on points. Goal percentage is the only thing that defines first and second. So it's impacted who gets to go on court for the Hawks and who stays in that shooting position. Ah, lovely ball. Fraser to Caulfield. Everyone in United's camp's happy about that. They just cut out the mess. Fooled the experienced Hawks players, and now they've forced a turnover with a held ball. The young players have showed plenty of courage tonight. They've still got an opportunity to do some damage here with under 4 minutes left. Moore goes back to Fraser, other side of the circle, and they find Caulfield behind. Lovely strong shot. 69-50. This has been a very high scoring match. 119 goals scored so far in this round 10 clash on the Showcourt. Big screams of top for the defence, but Caulfield outsmarted them. Fraser feeding straight to her. Davies out for the centre pass, just directing her players where she wants them to go, but in the process has stuffed up the pass. Little sorry. McCarthy to Hill. Now to Woods. Up and over, they find Fraser in the air. They go cross court. Woods straight to Wilson, finds the pocket and Moore. Swinging the circle. Fraser will come back for a reset to Hill. Wilson to Moore. Again swinging, not happy with where they are. Both shooters heading back. Moore finds space and the ball. Ball bounces off the top and into Nick Stiles' hands. Bernard to Davies. Comes back. Halpin gives it to her. Bills finds Davies just on the edge of the circle. She's found her easily again. Good side position. Straight to Cairns, straight through the net. And the Hawks have hit 70. The amount of goals scored here tonight really shows the calibre of players on court for both sides. Fraser keeping herself in the field of play that she's supposed to be, outside the circle. Oh, and she's almost on the ball then. Does well, helps United force a rebound. And Caulfield alone won't be challenged. 70-52. Bernard forced to go to the defence as the ball heads towards our cameras. Fraser just doing us a nice job in keeping it away. Hill, strong pass across the court diagonally. Fraser gives it back. Straight to Wilson in front. They find Caulfield. Nice long direct passes happening in United's camp. Little fake Fraser. Goes 1-2 with Moore. And now she'll attempt the shot. Takes it to the post. Gets it through. And with 43 seconds on the clock, we've had 123 goals scored this game. Fraser tries to find more, but it ends up in Davies' hands. Cairns will come back. Davies now to Halpin. Goes the other route and Bernard. Bills straight up and over to her partner in Cairns, and they'll put it through. 71-53. Bills to Cairns, one-handed grab. Little woohoo. Hawks bench players and coaching staff very happy with that. And that'll be all she wrote for round 10. A little hug between Fraser and Halpin. Two of them Swiss training partners, and I'm sure great friends. And in fact, there's been a lot of hugging between both these sides, and just an understanding of a great match and great performance from both of them. All right, Hawks have beaten United 72-53, and we'll be back in front of the camera very shortly with the player. We've got Jess Grant, captain of the ERNA Hawks, here with us tonight. You must be pretty happy after that win, 19 goals difference.
Yeah, it was a great win. We're tracking pretty well at this point of the season, and it's good to get another big win on the board. Especially, I think we lost to that team in the first round through, so it was good to improve on that particular result this second round through.
You've got a good memory. We've been talking about it on the commentary all night. Apparently United is the only team who has beaten you this year, so probably good to turn that result around.
It is. It unfortunately sticks in your memory when I think, they're the only ones who have beaten us. So it was good to get a really strong performance out there tonight. We got everyone on court, and it feels really good. The team's feeling really good at this point.
I was mentioning on the commentary as well that in the last quarter of your round 9 clash, you scored 20 goals. In the first quarter of this match, you scored 19, and then in the second quarter, you scored 20 goals. So you have an impressive shooting unit.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been, lucky enough we have quite a few shooters in our team, and we've been able to rotate them through, and certainly to put on 19, 20 goals in a quarter is super impressive by our attacking unit. And it's just up to us defences to, try and keep the other team to a few less, I think.
Is there a player that really stood out in your side tonight?
I thought that was Taylor Davies, I think her first full game for us today. And she just brings such great energy and spark to our attack end. So it was really good to see her come out for a full game. I thought... I thought we were all pretty good across the court. Nick pulled a lot of ball in defensively, and yeah, I can't really fault anyone tonight. It was everyone got on and did their job. That's all you can ask for.
So you've got a tough clash against the Manly Sapphires next week, who have just won their match up on another court. Obviously, you guys are above them on the ladder, but I don't think there's ever an easy game in Premier League. So what's the mentality going into that one? Absolutely
not. I think, the Sapphires are they may not be sitting in the top 2 on the ladder, but, I and our team have certainly identified them as strong premiership contenders. And, it's a bit cliched, but we'll just go to training this week and we'll train hard and, focus on the little things, because when we do the little things right, the goals come, as you can see. And but it'll be a really tough game next week, and we'll have to bring our A game. We won't get away with any kind of sloppiness next week, not at all.
Well, congratulations on the win, Jess. Thanks for chatting with us.
No problems. Thank you.
All right, well, the under-20s Hawks and North Shore United are back on the Showcourt and on Bar TV's stream at 8:40. Make sure you tune in then for all the younger leagues action. Welcome back to the Janaea Netball Centre for round 10 of the Under-20s Premier League. I'm Brittany Carter. It's first v 7th tonight with ladder leaders North Shore United facing the Eastwood Ride Hawks. You'd think there'd be miles difference between these sides based on where they sit on the table, and yet there's only 2 wins that separate their overall performances. United, who are undefeated up until round 7, haven't won a match for 3 rounds now. And while they are placed first by 1 point, they need to kick back into the gear if they hope to take out the minor premiership. And the Hawks, who come off a 5-goal loss to the Panthers last week, have still got a great chance of making the semis. They're 1 point from 4th and 2 from 3rd place. So with a win tonight against United, they can really shake things up. We'll run through the teams quickly before the teams get into their positions. For the Hawks, Jenny Webster, their coach, has got Rhiannon Stokes and Delilah Coley in the shooting circle. Luana Okafalau starts in wing attack. Chelsea Lockwood, the captain tonight, in centre. Kaylin Rush in wing defence. Denny Ross in goal defence. And Hayley Mason in goalkeeper. For United, in the yellow, red and navy dress, Nadia McDonald, the coach, has got Bella Ward in goal shooter. Natalie Sligar in goal attack. Sophie Elliott in wing attack. Amy Sligar in centre, Gemma Donoghue in wing defence, Dakota Thomas in goal defence, and Maddie Ward in goalkeeper. As we see Stokes take the first attempt of the night. She'll get another one here. It's interesting that Delilah Coley has got a starting spot for the Hawks, as in speaking with Jenny Webster this week, she said she's become such a great impact player. So maybe they're hoping to have that impact from the get-go. Maddie Ward getting her first goal for United. No worries at all. You might have thought that I got a few players mixed up or repeated when I was reading out the North Shore United lineup, but that's because there is 2 sets of sisters in this side. Bella Ward in goal shooter is at the complete opposite of the court to her sister Maddie Ward in goalkeeper. And then you've got Amy Sligar and Natalie Sligar. Nat in goal attack and Amy in centre, the 2 of them twins. So we should see some pretty good connections here for round 10. Ward just finding space behind her player. Gets the job done. United up by 1-2-1. Sligar to Sligar. And they go up and over to Ward. Easy does it. Not much disruption in the play. Lockery with the centre pass for the Hawks. Akafalau gives it to Stokes, who gives it straight to Coley. Little clap from the sideline, and they're happy with the starting efforts of their side. Both teams getting a real feel for the game. Back to Donoghue. Oh, and Coley, she's stolen the ball. Attack to defence, good transition. Lockery running back now. Gives it to Stokes. On the edge of the circle, provides assistance again. And Stokes, long way out. What a beautiful goal. Rush to Okafalau to Stokes. Oh, up and over. Coley misses the shot and passes it straight to United. Donoghue with the fake. Gives it to Ward. Sligar up the inside. Gives it to McLennan Pike. Sligar wins the ball back for United. And on the edge of the circle, she'll go, almost goes 1-2, but they'd opt to give it to Ward instead. Up by 1 goal. United quick off the bat with the centre pass. Oh, strong contact from Rush. Good challenge between wing attack and wing defence. And a lovely shot from Ward finishes off the effort. So my apologies, in wing attack for United is Sophie McLennan-Pike, the captain tonight. As we see Stokes with another fantastic shot. McLennan-Pike straight out for the centre pass. Oh, quick work, sister to sister, twin to twin, and now she's strong in front. Ball robs up over the top, and Ward's foot was out. So there's a throw in for the Hawks. Challenge from behind. A call goes the Hawks' way. Rush driving backwards. Gives it to Mason. Coley to Lockery. Opts to go to Stokes straight into the circle. And she's a little way out, but she's got no problem with the shot. Hawks level. It's 5 apiece. Almost 5 minutes gone in this first period of play. Round 10 of the Under-20s Premier League. That was a nice effort from Amy Sliger, but she's been pulled up for obstruction. Hawks having to go long to the pocket now. Stokes coming through, almost takes a defensive channel. And on the inside now, Coley, just casually as you like it, gives it back to Okafolau. Stokes, long way out. No problems with the loopy shot. She's confident, she's found touch early. And the Hawks are up by 1. McLennan-Pike to Slager. They go over the top and swing the circle. And again. Well, that call really could have gone either way. Good contest between the two centres. Sliger coming through, 1-2 with McLennan-Pike. And she'll get another go here. Takes the sidewards route around the defender. Coley strung out for the centre pass. Okafolau goes long to Lockery. Coley coming through strong. Opts to take the shot herself. And it bobs off the edge of the rim and into the hoop. Little high five between the two shooters. Sliger to McLennan-Pike. To Sliger. They go back. Lockery, good challenge, but can't keep the possession away from United. And Ward's going to have to run hard here. And surely there's replay at some point. Ah, big jump. The Hawks doing very well to disrupt the play there, but Ward is focused on the rebounds. And that's the difference sometimes when it comes to these Premier League games. Okafolau goes under a player to Stokes. Comes back. Lockery. Trying to give it to Coley. Oh, lovely work. Reaches up. Tips the ball back into her own hands. And now it's with Stokes, who is a very long way out. But as always, very accurate. He's in the tall athlete talent squad. Last year and this year, Stokes. And we see Ward, nice and strong. It's pretty tall herself underneath the hoop. Evening the score, 8 apiece. So both teams fairly evenly matched. Okafolau tries to keep the ball in play, but it will be a throw-in for Donahue. She gives a little fake and then an easy pass over the top to Sliger. McLennan-Pike comes around to the top of the circle. Missed shot by Ward, long arms, pulls the ball in. And the second time she gets the job done. United in front by 1, toing and froing the score. That was a Hawks centre though, so important moment for United. Using a throw in from the sideline to score an extra goal. Sliger switches sides. McLennan-Pike does the same. And now sister to sister. We see the feed and the ball through the hoop. United taking a little extra lead, 10-8. Coley dropping the ball. They're able to regather. Lockery to Okafalau. Ball goes to the baseline. That was a not great pass. Coley gets the throw in for the Hawks, and she does it well. Quick feed to Stokes. Back within one. United eager to push through and get that 2-goal difference. McLennan Pike faster to the ball, beating Mason. They've split the two defenders and they're both on Ward. And now Sligo's find some space, sorting out the net and putting a goal through the hoop at the same time. They're up by 2 again, United. Hawks, outside channel. Stokes coming through. Amy Sligo disrupting the Hawks' play. Lockery goes into Stokes now and up and over. She gives it to Coley, who's a very strong player. Misses the shot. The ball pops out into Dakota Thomas's hands. And they've found it in the midcourt. Thomas lost the ball, but United will get the throw in on the baseline, the sideline rather. Donahue to Thomas, coming through. Sligo in the pocket. They've found McLennan Pike. And now on the baseline, Nat Sligo decides to opt to give it to her sister. She comes around the front, but they find Ward at the back. And they make it 3 goals, United, with another centre in their favour. So early on, we're seeing why this team is the top team of this competition. They do not take the foot off the pedal the whole match. Rush just pausing to do something. Oh, and we've seen injury here. Calling time. Unable to stop the play, unfortunately. Poor Mason on the ground and really asking to call time. It should have been done a lot earlier, to be honest. And she looks to be in a fair amount of pain, whether it's ankle or knee, I'm not sure yet. Hopefully she's okay. Taylor Walker's come on in her spot in goal defence. McLennan Pike up and over to Ward, easy feed. Ross unable to disrupt that passage. And United are now up by 5 goals. McLennan Pike to Sligo, back to the transverse. They'll give it to Donahue. And they've had to reset a couple of times on this play because the defensive pressure has pushed up. Denny Rice, lovely work that time. Able to get her hands in front of the ball. And now we've got 2 players on Bella Ward. She finds front position though, popping through for McLennan Pike. Able to take the rebound. Misses again. Nice work, decides to reset herself. And can she be 3rd time lucky? She is. Finishes what she started. United up by 6 goals. So in the later stages of this quarter, United have really switched up the momentum and able to turn a couple of balls over. And conversion has been the key with those opportunities. Sligo to McLennan Pike all alone, running out for the centre pass. She gives it back to McLennan Pike, who gives it to the other Sligo. And Ward, nice and easy, does miss, but regathers and puts it through. Two minutes 9 on the clock. Coley goes long to Lockery. Stokes, fair way out, still attempts the shot and gets it through. Honestly, every goal Rhiannon Stokes has scored today must have been long range. Very accurate. Sligo looks like she was going to go to McLennan Pike. Opts to go to her sister instead. Up the top now. Feeding. Ball hits the foot of Sligo and trickles out. McLennan Pike on the crumbs. So North Shore again proving why they're able to hold on to possession so well. They have a hunger. We talk about why this team is the top team at the moment, and you look at the calibre of players they have in their squad. 3 of them made the Australian under-17 squad. 1 player made the Australian under-19 squad. They've got 4 players named in the 2018 Talent Development Squad. 1 player in an A&L team who isn't actually on court at the moment, but still in their calibre, sitting on the sideline. Their coach is the assistant for the New South Wales under-17s. And they've got 6 players in the New South Wales under-17s team, 1 player in the ACT under-19s team. I'm out of breath just listing all of those achievements. There's only 4 of them left from last year though, so it is an entirely new look on court. And that's not a bad thing considering they came 5th last year and they were able to make the semis the year before that. In very high contention to be minor premiers tonight, if they can seal another win. Stokes, fairway out in front. Rocket shot. And as we end the first passage of play, United are up by 5 goals. 18-13, they lead the Hawks. We'll be back shortly with the second quarter. All right, United up by 5 goals at the first break, 18-13. You might be interested to know, but back in round 3 when these two teams faced each other, United were up 16-13 at the first break. So they've gone 2 better this time round, and the Hawks keeping their efforts the same. As we see Ward with the first shot of the second quarter, edging United in front by 6 goals now. Sophie Dwyer in goal attack. She's replaced Delilah Coley. Little tip from Ward. Good chat with her between Thomas. Okafalau, easy work to Dwyer. And Sophie misses her first attempt, but Stokes is on the other end of it and finishes the job. Sliger to McLennan Pike, popping out. She'll give it back to her in the pocket, 1-2, and now they find Ward. Although there'll be a penalty pass or shot with Sliger. Baseline now, up and in. Little laugh and smile between these two. It's a nice connection. Dwyer to Okafalau, who comes forward, and she'll have to assist her the same way. Although they've picked up a penalty pass here. Dwyer swings the circle. They go over the top to Lockery. Stokes is stuck behind, and there's a hell ball call. So nice pressure from United in the defensive end. Donahue looks over the top of Okafalau's arms and runs through for the next pass of play. Up and over. Oh, nice hands. Walker doing well, coming on to replace Mason. Give a little fake from McLennan Pike, but it goes straight to Ward, and all the yelling has put her off her shot, but it's okay because Sliger, she'll get a chance underneath. 21-14. Strong out for the centre pass. And isn't it like clockwork? Very easy passage of play for United. Dwyer, fake, and then give to Lockery. She receives the feed. Puts the shot up, and it's good. The Hawks behind by 7 goals. Sliger eager to get the next centre underway. Pike in the pocket will come back to try and reset, but the ball's been stolen by Dwyer. She's gone from attack to defence very quickly, already having an impact in this game. A New South Wales under-17s teammate and under-17s national squad team member. She's playing across the Opens and under-20s teams this year. Okafalau out for the centre pass. Okafalau now to Stokes. They go 1-2. Stokes still a fair way out. Very confident, puts the shot up. Again, another long ball. And she's got a smile on her face for good reason. Sliger finds the edge outside Walker. And now McLennan Pike goes up and around and backwards. Donahue with the fake to McLennan Pike to Sliger. A lot of yelling being done by the Hawks bench. And Ross has won the ball back amongst all that chaos. Kaylin Rush goes to Sophie Dwyer, asks her opponent, her friends to come forward rather. They've gone the outside route. Stokes mix up the pass. United ends up with it. They're very quick to capitalise on this. Looking to shoot another goal. They switch sides. A lot of yelling being done again by the Hawks players. And amongst all that yelling, Ward does find the ball and put it through the hoop. 23-17 in front by 6. 10 minutes 30 to play. Dwyer waiting for Okafalau to reach the pocket. Coming through. Lovely shot. No fuss about it. McLennan Pike back to Sliger. They give it to Donahue. Finds her sister. who uses the other mid-quarter as well. With a little hop, puts the ball up and in. Okafolau reaching for that pass. Finds the hands of Donahue, and United are happy with the turnover. Running backwards now, Sligar. Oh, the connection just misses, goes through her sister's hands. There's a lot of yelling being done from family and friends watching behind and in front of your cameras tonight. Patience being yelled out from the Hawks bench as Rush gives it to Okafolau. Then to Dwyer. Now Lockery running hard. Gives it to Stokes to the feed. And she won't miss from there. What incredible talent. Sligar with a little fake. Now McLennan Pike comes back to Thomas to reset. Everyone's huddled together and there's no options running forward. Sligar straight to Ward. And she's strong. She won't miss this. Oh, she does. There's a lot happening down that defensive end, and it's obviously putting off North Shore from their usual game. Lockery to Dwyer on the outside channel. Now Okafolau goes round to Stokes. Dwyer, a lot of yelling. Comes through, wants the pass. Wants the goal, gets the goal. 24-20. The Hawks clawing their way back. They're within 4 goals, and this centre pass up their sleeve, although they've lost it here. Just put off by the long arms from United. Sligar to Sligar. And they'll take a penalty here. Around the body to McLennan Pike. Quick offload. Trying to use the circle. They get a penalty on the edge. Go back to the pocket with McLennan Pike. Sligar puts the ball up. It ends up in the Hawks' hands. Ross to Dwyer. They come cross court now. Lockery. Oh. Okafolau held behind Donahue, and that's a pretty fair call. Dwyer up at the top of the circle now. Gives it back to Lockery. Pops forward. Has to find Stokes, who can't find space outside Thomas. And Dwyer's going to have to do all the work here herself, although she's got someone ready for the rebound. Doesn't need it, though. Within 3, this has been a pretty incredible fight back from the Hawks. 7 minutes of play still left to go before half-time. McLennan Pike. Sligar to Ward. Can she get this one? Yes, she does. Needs to get back into a rhythm. Rush comes back. Okafolau. Oh, great pass, great vision. They find Stokes on the baseline. She's able to get free. She misses the shot. Probably the first one we've really seen her miss from long range tonight. United straight on the crumbs. Donahue. Thomas goes to Sligar. She goes around the body to McLennan Pike. They come back to the transverse line trying to reset. And instead Dwyer ends up offside. There's a penalty on the edge of the circle though. And Ward finds some backspace to take a shot. Long loopy one. Sinks through. And they've done well to stifle the Hawks when they looked like they were gaining momentum. Can they go 2 back-to-back here? Ah, ball pops out. Ward does well to get the rebound. Goal does not count. Quick work here between the Hawks' defence. Walker to Lockery. Now to Dwyer, up and over. Okafolau. Oh, straight to Stokes. Surely she won't miss this. Take her back, that's okay. She's shot from long range many a time tonight. And we're back within 4. A Hawks centre, toing and froing with momentum. Dwyer calling for it at the back. Okafalau does her best, and she's got it straight to Stokes. What a brilliant feed. And they finish that effort with a goal. We're within 3. The crowd's getting vocal. McLennan Pike forced to jump into the air for the pass. Slager to Slager. They come back. Now they use the transverse to reset. Ward's going to have to move. She's stuck between 2 defensive players. And Slager comes around the back. It's not needed. Ward pops to at the right moment. Puts the goal through. 27-23. Pushing back out to 4 goals. 4.5 before half time. The Hawks take a little advantage up the court. Dwyer on her own. Misses the shot, but Stokes is right underneath and finishes the effort. United 27-24. The scoreboard didn't move then, so you might have a bit of a discrepancy. As we see Ward find space comfortably. Back up the effort with the rebounds. So United are up by 4 goals. Dwyer comes back to Walker. She goes long to Dwyer. Lockery on her own edge of the circle sees Dwyer coming through and just gives her a little pass. Dwyer now taking a closer step in and a beautiful shot. So she's reliable, Sophie Dwyer. Less about tricks and fanciness as she is about consistency. As we see Ward take a step back. Ball just pops off the ends. The accuracy might let them down a little bit tonight, United. Lockery to Walker. She wants to go long. Coming out is Stokes. Split stance, gives it to Dwyer. And she'll go back to Okafalau on the edge. Little fake. Stokes is there. They'll have to work hard to get back in, and they do. Stokes puts the shot up. Ball pops out. Dwyer. There's a big clap for her as she's won that rebound. Thomas had front position and looks disappointed she lost that effort. Dwyer to Stokes, who comes out to save the ball and keep the Hawks in possession. Offside, centre call. And United will take the turnover with glee. Strong pass. Thomas to Slager. They go back with the drive. McLennan Pike pushing back to Donahue. And she'll have to go there again. No one's free. United aided here with a penalty. Good hustle being shown by United. But the Hawks, their defensive pressure is too good. Can you believe they're within 2? What an incredible fight back this has been. Dwyer comes back. She had to check her bib then. I don't think she knew what was going on. Okafalau waits, then gives it to Stokes in front, who offloads at the last minute. Dwyer, the ever reliable, takes them within 1. Hasn't she been an impact player in this second quarter? Slager back to McLennan Pipe on the inside channel. Ward's popped out. McLennan Pike with the penalty for United, just drops it down. Nice easy feed to Slager. She gives it to her sister, who draws a foul. And then gives it back. They're just edging in closer to the post here, United. Walker disappointed that her effort didn't pay off. United with another penalty, and they push in front by 2. Dwyer coming around the back, gets the centre pass, puts a massive ball up, and it goes straight to her partner in crime, Rhiannon Stokes, who gets the goal. Brilliant understanding between these two and great vision from Dwyer. Everyone out for the centre pass now. The intensity is rising with 12 seconds on the clock. The Hawks, they're forced a turnover. Here comes Ross to Lockery. Dwyer, they've got 5 seconds to score. Stokes is going to have to put the shot up with 2. No, misses. Thomas steals the ball, and that'll be all she wrote for halftime. Wow, what an incredible second quarter. 29-28, United are up by 1 goal. Please do not go anywhere. There's going to be some fantastic action happening in the third quarter. And you can see the Hawks just fighting back. 15-11, they won that quarter by 4 goals. Back shortly with the championship quarter, United and the Hawks divided by 1 goal. So just quickly, while we've got some extra time before the players come back out on court, it's important to mention a petition that Liz Ellis has got going at the moment to refurbish the Sydney Tennis Centre for the Giants and Swift netball, basketball and indoor sports. So at the moment, the Giants have only, and the Swifts have only got the Key Centre and also Sydney Arena. And Sydney Arena is not always available because of concerts and other events happening there, whereas netball has definitely outgrown the Key Centre. There's just not enough seats to fit all of the fans inside. And so they've turned to the ICC Centre, which is more like a theatre with all the crowd on one side. But Liz Ellis has come up with a brilliant solution, and she's hoping to get the New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian's attention to refurbish the tennis centre and make it an appropriate place to hold netball. Currently, it's only used a few weeks of the year in summer, and the petition currently has 5,273 signatures. 2 days ago, there was only 5,000, so it's growing rapidly. The aim is to get to 7,500, so if you're passionate about netball, and especially netball in New South Wales, jump on and sign that petition. It's available at change.org. Some changes happening for both sides. For United, we see Charlotte Rayleigh going in for the challenge just there. She's come on in goal defence. Just played part of the Opens game for United 2. And we've seen Gemma Donoghue push into wing defence. Or rather, Dakota Thomas has come off. So Thomas has come off in goal defence. And Charlotte Rayleigh has replaced her. Gemma Donoghue still in wing defence. And the other nice change we've seen for North Shore is in goal attack right now alongside Bella Waugh with the ball. Sophie Dixon from Metro League 1 netball is playing in goal attack. And she was seen just practicing her shots at halftime with some of the other girls, and they just said enjoy it. So it must be one of her early games. For the Hawks, we've seen Kaylin Rush come into centre. She's with the ball right now. Lockery has moved to wing defence. And Ebony Bernard, who played in the Opens team, has come on in wing attack. Everyone else remains unchanged. And there's a lot of madness being called out from the sidelines. Oh, Bernard trips but regains her balance. And Rush at the top of the circle has an opportunity here to feed. Oh, she puts the ball in the wrong spot, but Dwyer is able to pull it in. Sinks the goal and brings the Hawks back 30 apiece. We are all level here. McLennan Pike to Ward. Dixon's foot was out, so the ball goes to Hawks with a throw in. Ross tries to give it to Walker. They get a foul instead. Walker long and forward to Bernard. She comes back. Walker to Dwyer. Still looking to build into that circle. They find Stokes, who gets some back space. And for the first time this match, the Hawks are up over United by 1 goal with a centre under their sleeve. Bernard outside her player to, what a feed and what a goal. Oh my goodness, the crowd is loving this. Sophie Dwyer has been such a difference for the Hawks. Sliger to Dixon. Oh, the hands of Walker get in the way, but the ball ends up with Amy Sliger still. And Ward, not happy with her position. Last minute switches back, finds a better position under the post and gets the ball through. So United back within 1, 32-31. This is a tight game. And can you believe this is first v 7th? North Shore undefeated up until round 7 when they drew 53-all with UTS, the only draw we've had in 2018 in the under-20s competition. Lovely shot from Stokes. And they've lost 2 games and come into this match hoping to get back into the winning circle. The hands from Walker disrupting play again. The ERNA Hawks in 7th place. Can they pull off the unthinkable and defeat North Shore tonight? Lovely shot from Dixon. Hopefully it calms the nerves. And United are behind by 1 with 11 minutes left to play before the final break of this round 10 clash. Stokes underneath. The momentum in the Hawks' favour. They're up by 2. Sliger to Dixon on the edge. She's a little way up, but she's going to put the shot up anyway. Ah, what a lovely shot. Well done. What she lacks in height, she makes up for inaccuracy. Bernard to Stokes. Oh, did well to come through. She gives it straight to Dwyer. And Jenny Webster is calling out a lot of direction to her Hawks players, especially in the defensive end. They want this win. Dixon coming out, gives it to Ward. Nice placement, ball up high. Rush to Dwyer, Strong coming out. Bernard now goes right to the pocket. Oh, and Dwyer coming through, ready and waiting. She sinks a goal and she puts the Hawks up by 2 goals. McLennan Pike gives it to Ward, who's forced to come out. Sliger. Oh, the ball. Oh, there's a free pass or shot inside now, and Dixon looks like she's going to take it, but offloads to Ward. Misses. Can she get the rebound? No. Lockery's on it. She gives it to Walker. Now to Ross. Lockery has to assist again. They can't get into the midcourt. Here they go. Rush. To Lockery now. Has the edge over her player. Ah, and brilliant intercept won by Gemma Donahue. Read the play beautifully. Great vision. Sliger panicking slightly, comes out the side. And Denny Ross has won the ball. One-handed little tip into her possession. She uses Lockery in the inner channel. And haven't the Hawks stepped up a notch here. Bernard to Rush. They come back. Oh, and they go straight to their shooter on the baseline. And Stokes sinks another, 37-34. There is 3 goals in this. Still a lot of netball to be played. 8 minutes, 15 on the clock. Dwyer, long pass, off balance. Still manages to get it to Stokes. And the Hawks are gaining momentum. They're now up by 4 goals. United need to pick their heads up and get back in this. McLennan Pike to Sliger, in the pocket, up and over. Ward, it's out of her hands. She manages to regather it. Coming through, she finds the backspace, and Ward does well. She just needs to get this goal through. Oh, misses, rebound. A lot of yelling being done, and she's lost the ball. These pressure moments count, especially in the under-20s, where every week is almost like a grand final, and we've just seen a lovely young player, Dixon, win the ball back for them, righting the wrong of the mistake and sinking the goal. Takes them back within 3. Bernard trying to come through the middle. There's a held ball. Good defensive pressure from United on the centre pass. And it may just be the efforts from Dixon that's turned a little confidence around for them. Edging back now within 2. Straight out for the centre pass. She goes lateral. McLennan Pike. Back to Rayleigh. Sligo now, inside channel. Dixon, top of the circle. She goes back to Ward. Confident and steady, this one. No troubles at all, back within one. So the efforts of young Sophie Dixon have really helped United get back into this match. Rush to Stokes, 1-2. Misses the shot. Rayleigh on the rebound. United really pushing here. The hands of Walker, or rather Stokes, disrupting the play, but still United hang on to possession. They go forward now, Sligo. Dixon draws a foul. McLennan Pike to take the penalty. Uses the transverse line. Dixon coming out. She's doing a lot of running and workarounds here. And for such a young player, she's been an incredible force so early on. Offloads, Ward, she's in front. And we're level again, 38 apiece, 5 minutes 30 on the clock. Can you believe this is 1v7 in this under-20s competition? Lovely work by Sligo in the air with the 360 turn. She gives it to Ward, and Ward pops it through. They've taken the lead again, United. They're up by one, 39-38. Lockery. Oh, well done, Dakota Thomas. What an intercept, one-hand grab. McLennan Pike comes back to Donahue. Oh no, the pass is lost and they can't keep it in play. The Hawks will get the throw in. Their captain Lockery to take the throw in from the sideline. Rush has front position. And there's some great defensive pressure here now from United. But Stokes, she's got the feed. She's got the goal. 39 apiece, 4.5 minutes of play. There's a change being made. Matisse Leatherbarrow, who was a star in the Opens United team earlier tonight, plays netball for the A&L New South Wales Waratahs. 16 years old, was selected straight away from New South Wales under-15s. She is 16. Apologies, Matisse. I said you were 15 earlier tonight in the Opens competition. Rush to Dwyer, who's found space at the front all on her own. Takes her time, takes an accurate shot and brings the Hawks back level. McLennan Pike to Ward outside the circle now. She finds Leatherbarrow and neither shooter has front position. But they'll get a penalty at the top, and this time Ward able to find space at the back. Misses the shot though. The ball has ended up with United. Little tip from, oh my goodness, tip from Ross, goes to Lockery. Now Rush has got it. She gives it through the outside channel to Dwyer. She goes long. Bernard Stokes wants the ball, gives it back in the pocket, and Dwyer has found space on the edge. Up and in. The Hawks take the lead, 41-40. And they've got a centre pass here. Dwyer, long ball to Bernard. The pressure building. Stokes on the baseline, nice, calm and collected. Misses the shot. The umpire gives the call the Hawks way, and Dwyer able to finish off the effort. The ball bangs either side of the hoop as it sinks through, and they're up by 2, the Hawks. So momentum toing and throwing in this match. At the first break, North Shore are up by 5 goals. And at halftime, ERNA turned that around and they were up by 1. It is as tight as ever, and this round 10 clash easy feed. Stokes. Easy does it, misses the shot, but Dwyer's underneath and keeps them 2 in front, the Hawks. McLennan Pike to Donahue. Goes outside channel. Ward trying to get the ball. Could have gone either way, that call. And Leatherbarrow, she's all alone with space. So we've just seen the score shift, and I'm not entirely sure that it's accurate inside the stadium right now. Dwyer, up and in. Oh, there we go. The Hawks, 45-41. Yeah, I don't think that's right. So stick with what you've got there, Bar TV. (45-42) on our scoreboard here, but there seems to be a bit of confusion about the score. We carry on with play though. Rush to Dwyer. Up and over in the pocket now. Rush straight feed to Stokes. Up and over. So we'll stick with the score we've got inside the stadium, 46-42. I might have missed one earlier on and corrected the mistake. Oh, quick hands from Lockery, but the ball still with United. And Denny Ross, what a talent. Up in the air, grabs the ball, turns the ball over. Stokes outside the circle now, straight to Dwyer. She's a long way up, but she's going to take it to the post anyway, and she gets it through. With a second left on the clock, the Hawks will take a 5-goal lead into the last break of this match. Haven't they turned momentum around? Do not go anywhere. The action is heating up on the Showcourt. The Hawks 47 to United 42. Okay, so we've made it change the score here in the stadium. The Hawks be currently up over United 46-43, so our score was correct on the screen, sticking with that one. The Hawks outscoring United in that quarter, 18-14. And we're seeing Nat Sligar back in the goal attack bib. Just before we get back into the action here, I'd like to offer our sympathy to Vixen shooter Mai Komwenza, who has ruptured her ACL, unfortunately, just in the last round of Super Netball against the West Coast Fever. So she will be out for the rest of the season. And while we're talking about Super Netball, Import says a fantastic article on ESPN at the moment that talks about Mwai Kumwenza's story and Janelle Fowler's story. Many people might not know this, but Janelle Fowler had to leave her daughter back home so that she could follow her Super Netball dream. Her daughter currently living with her brother and her mother and sending money back home to support them. And Moy Kumwenda didn't even realise that netball was an international sport when she was young, playing with no shoes on a netball court in her village. Was scouted by talent selectors very early on, at about 15 years old, and had to move to the city to play for the Queens, the Malawi Queens, and now is in Australia, making a name for herself, sending money back home and helping her village out with their living conditions there. All right, back out on court. We're seeing some changes. Lockery for the Hawks is back on in centre. They've stuck with the Dwyer and Stokes combo, as we see Stokes take a shot on the baseline here in the shooting circle, and why wouldn't you? They're doing very well. There's a lot of yelling being done. And United are helped with a call. McLennan Pike to Slager. And now Matisse Leatherbarrow, she'll finish the job. So Dixon coming back off and Nat Slager back on with her sister on court now. Bernard out for the centre pass. Gives it to Okafalau. And they've mixed up some communication here. Because Charlotte Rayleigh, now in goalkeeper, will take the throw in. She's paired with Dakota Thomas. Trying to use the transverse line. And an offside call for Dwyer. Losing balance will give the ball back to United. Slager straight to Leatherbarrow. Misses the shot and gets another opportunity. 47-45, the Hawks lead United. And by all the yelling being done on the side of the court, you would expect that this was a semi-finals or some sort of finals clash. But no, it's round 10 of the Premier League. And this is first v 7th, can you believe? Just one goal separating them with 13 minutes left to play. Lockery to Dwyer, comes around the body of her opponent. Bernard with the ball now, goes laterally. Oh, and Lockery's copped a little bit of a blow. Tough and strong though as we hold time. Stokes waits, feeds very well to Dwyer, who manages to keep her feet off the line. And the ball in play. And they keep their 2-goal buffer, the Hawks. Slager, McLennan Pike, back to the other sister. A lot of yelling being done, and Leatherbarrow does well to grab the ball. It was a good contest from Ross, but United had the edge. Stokes coming out, uses the pocket in Bernard. And now she's running, front position. Good drive. No one there for the rebounds. And that'll be a mistake the Hawks won't be happy about. Someone needs to be there for that rebound each time, especially when there's one goal in it. And the Hawks might lose their lead as a result. One back by Lockery. What am I talking about? Here come the Hawks. They go back. Ross, they go around the other side of the court now. Okafalau to Walker. Bernard, transverse line, gives it to Dwyer. Long ball, Dwyer to Stokes. And she finishes. In front by 2. There's a lot of support here tonight. McLennan Pike off the centre pass to Slager. They come back. Lovely feed. Leatherbarrow with the beautiful screen and body position, able to find some space and get the ball over her head. Dwyer just pops the ball over Thomas. Oh, and she's coming through now. She's everywhere, Sophie Dwyer. And her impact on this match might have just got the Hawks a win over North Shore. There's a lot of netball still to be played. And it's early days. But they're up by 2 goals. And if they can hang on to momentum and possession, they'll be able to steal this match from the clutches of United. 1 goal difference. Who is going to be the team that shows they're the best in these pressure moments? Bernard fakes, gives it to Lockery. She finds it on the head to the center, and there's a mix-up in communication. They've lost the ball. Rayleigh takes the pass from the throw-in. Oh. Obstruction called. United pushing up the inside channel. They have to go back to Thomas. She has to use the other defender. Really struggling to get into the circle here. McLennan Pike to Sliger. She goes around and under Okafalau and gives it to Leatherbarrow, who will get another attempt here. And we're even again, 50 apiece. 9 minutes, 10 on the clock. Oh, they've lost the ball on the centre pass. Here come the Hawks. Okafalau, it popped into her hands. And she'll take a penalty here in the midcourt. Lockery, they come back. Bernard waits, mixes up the pass, and they'll need to win it back, the Hawks. United can go in front here. Can they convert this opportunity? They come round. Thomas straight to Sliger. Good pass. Up and over. Leatherbarrow's got it. Can she put it through? And they take it. A 1-goal lead. 51-50 with 8 minutes 20. Bernard out for the centre pass. The ball's come off United and they'll take a throw in. Dwyer coming back. Bernard, quick feed, but Rayleigh's in front. Wonderful work from United's defence. Thomas telling her to give it back, but she's received the ball instead. Sliger uses the pocket. McLennan Pike looking to feed. Ross can't disrupt the pass. And Leatherbarrow makes it 2. With a centre pass their way, United. They've got an opportunity to go 3 up here. The momentum, toing and froing. And so is the lead as Leatherbarrow makes it 3. 53-50, they lead the Hawks, who were up 46-43 at the start of this quarter. Lockery, quick work into Stokes. Could have been up for an Oscar nomination with that reaction. Sliger, back to Thomas. They go 1-2, McLennan Pike. Thomas really stuck in this midcourt. More driving forward needs to be done as they put the ball up. Oh, what am I talking about? They know what they're doing. Here goes Leatherbarrow. Lockery stuck for an option, and the ball goes over a third. United with a chance here. Can they make it 4 goals? Walker held out of play, which means poor Denny Ross has to defend 2 shooters. Both of them accurate. Surely you'd focus on Leatherbarrow, and she does. It's chaos up this end now, but Leatherbarrow finds backspace and puts the ball through. 55-41, they go up by 4. There's 6 minutes left. And Sligo takes the center. Again, finding backspace. The Hawks, they need to find whatever was working before in their defensive ends. Sophie Dwyer wins back the ball. Bernard, Lockery, Dwyer puts the shot up. It's off the side. Oh, how did Stokes keep that in play? With the tip of her fingers and her feet just on the edge of the line. The difference 4. Sligo. Back to Donahue. Thomas tries to go around the other side of the court, but the pass is not good. And the Hawks, they'll get a throw in here. Just taking a moment to compose themselves. Obstruction on court. Ross gives the ball straight to Walker. Over the top. Oh, Donahue's won the ball back. Here come United. Penalty given their way. Lovely feed. McLennan Pike to Leatherbarrow and through the net, 57-52. We talk about the pressure moments and United have been on top of them tonight. Hands from Donahue making all the difference. Surely she'd be a contender for player of the match here. Lockery has to go back to Bernard. She'll come back to Lockery. Up and over. Oh, Dwyer can't keep the ball in play. And the mistake goes United's way. Donahue to Sligo. Through heavy traffic. They get a penalty, United. Donahue quick to Thomas. McLennan Pike there and waiting. Puts the ball up. What a great feed. Cutting out the mess in the middle. And United go up by 6 goals. With a centre in their favour. I think they've surprised even themselves tonight with this comeback. Up 18-13 at quarter time. They conceded that lead. At halftime, they were down by a goal, 29-28. They've come into this quarter, 3 goals down, 46-43. And we're down by at least 3 or 4 goals at one point to the Hawks in this final period of play. They're now up by 7. As Stokes misses another shot and Rayleigh and Thomas work together on the rebounds. Donahue comes back to Sligo. They'll go cross court, McLennan Pike. Heading back to Donahue. Thomas to McLennan Pike. Contested by Okafalau. Umpire wants the ball back for the penalty pass. Nadia McDonald yelling at her troops, but giving some calm and collected thoughts to Rayleigh at the back, who's just watching her team. So successful from the front. 60-52. This is a very high-scoring game. 112 goals scored. Again, Sligo with the jump in the air and the 360 as she feeds to Leatherbarrow and adds another to United's tally. The hands of Donahue, unfortunately too close. Okafalau to Bernard. This time Stokes finds space at the back, takes the ball with one hand and puts it through. And everyone takes a breath with 1:30 on the clock. United, even though they've made a mistake and the Hawks will get a throw in, cannot lose from here, surely. They're up by 8 goals. Lockery into Walker to Dwyer. Bernard in the middle. Now Lockery outside. Stokes. Oh, great feed. Perfect timing and rocket pass. Dwyer finishes the effort. We're back within 7. Hawks centre, minute on the clock. The best they can do now is to reduce the deficit. Webster calling out Strong, just telling her players to hurry up and take the penalty pass. And unfortunately, the Hawks, who could have had a totally different story tonight, have let United come back into this match. And as Stokes sinks a confident goal, United will take their final centre of the match with 30 seconds on the clock. McLennan Pike up and over to Sligo, feeding to Leatherbarrow, who's been the difference tonight in attack. Able to find that backspace every time the ball was put up. Okafalau, very direct pass to Stokes. They come back to Bernard. There's 10 seconds. Stokes does well, find space at the back underneath the post. She takes the Hawks to 56, but with 2 seconds on the clock, United, they'll be happy they're back in the winning circle tonight, and the goal does not count. 62-56, they've defeated the 7th place Hawks. They retain their position up top of the ladder, and they'll be very happy to turn the last 2 weeks around, 2 points back in their favour. We'll be back very shortly with a player from United to wrap up this match. Round 10 of the Under-20s Premier League. Well, Gemma Donahue from North Shore United joins us now to wrap up the match. What an incredible game. Is your heart in your throat like mine?
Yeah. I was so excited at the end. Like, we really just came back. It was so good. I'm so happy that we fought all the way to the end and we really proved ourselves, so that was good.
You were down by 3 goals in the final break,
Yeah.
and then you scored 19 goals in that last quarter to come on top tonight. What an incredible last quarter.
Yeah, it was so good. I think the last couple of weeks we've had a couple of really tough losses and we kind of just grouped together. We were like, we are not losing this one. Like, there is no way. So we just all fought for each other, I guess, and that's just what it proves how united we are. I mean, North Shore United is part of the name, so it was really good.
Who stands out for you out of your team tonight?
I think Dakota, goalkeeper, because she had a really tough couple first quarters. She was just mentally struggling with the game, but she really came back at the end and fought, and it was really good to see her change throughout the game.
All right, well, you've got Central Coast next.
Yeah.
We've just looked up at the other courts and they've won their match, and GWS have lost their match, so
Yeah.
it'll be second v first. There's no easy games in Premier League, but what are you going to be thinking heading into that match?
Well, I think after winning today, we've got a lot of confidence. So I think we just got to keep our role going. We've really just got to believe in ourselves, and we've got to take it quarter by quarter, I think, because sometimes if we're down, we think we've lost the game. So we just got to keep on fighting like we did today, and I think we should do well.
Well done, Gemma. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
All right, we will not be here next week as there is a bye round, but join us the week after on Wednesday for round 11 of the Premier League. I think we'll be under 20s first at 7 p.m, followed by the Opens at 8:40. So enjoy the week off, and we look forward to seeing you back in 2 Wednesdays' time.